Well, the winning streak was fun while it lasted. Toronto FC tied the Chicago Fire 2-2 at BMO Field in the 4th game of the MLS season. All I can say about this game is disappointing. Toronto FC outchanced Chicago Fire, outshot Chicago Fire, had 70% more possession than the Chicago Fire, but they just couldn't make the most of their chances, and defensively they had some major gaffes. They let in some goals that should not have gone in, and because of that ended up with a draw. Start off the game, Toronto FC is dominating, has all the possession. 31st minute, Pozuelo on the right wing, an absolutely picture perfect cross to Altidore, who's running into the far post, heads it into a wide open net, 1-0 TFC. I said it last game, and I'm going to say it again now. The Pozuelo to Altidore combo is going to score so many goals this season. It already has 2 in 2 games. I think there's no reason why those two can't combine for a goal every single game. They're just that talented. Altidore is just that good of a goal scorer, and Pozuelo is just that good of a playmaker that they can just make things happen out of nothing. And this time it's just a ball just sitting at the side, and Altidore makes a run in when Pozuelo literally just is standing at the side. He's not even moving, just crosses it in. Beautiful goal. And with that, it looked like Toronto FC was going to walk into halftime with a 1-0 lead until in stoppage time of the first half, what looks like a nothing play, a ball sent in from deep in Chicago's half, flying over the heads of all the TFC defenders. Sapon and Mavinga are running for it. Mavinga just needs to put more effort into that. He lets Sapon get away from him far too easily. Sapon gets ahead of Mavinga, gets the ball, puts it past Bono to tie it at 1-1 going into half. Second half, early on, De Leon crosses it into Altidore, who again on the far post tries to head it in. Ousted makes an absolutely spectacular left-hand save to keep the game tied. Really, TFC should have gone up right there. That should have been a goal. 9 times out of 10, that's the goal. That was just a spectacular read by Ousted and a spectacular save. A few minutes later, ball goes the other way. On a bit of a counterattack, Katai crosses it in to Nemanja Nikolic, who taps it in to make it 2-1 for Chicago. And at this point, Chicago has had 2 decent scoring chances and have scored 2 goals. These were 2 goals that really should have been nothing chances that were allowed to end up being goals. This is just poor defense on both of them. About 14 minutes later, Altidore's ended up on the right wing for some reason. He has the ball out wide at the right. He crosses it in to Jonathan Osorio, who headers it home to make it 2-2. Honestly, that's the one thing offensively that I thought TFC was missing the past couple games, is Jonathan Osorio did not seem like the player that he was last season. Getting a goal for him hopefully will get his legs moving, get him feeling a bit more confident, get him scoring a bit more, because if Jonathan Osorio gets going, especially with the way Altidore has been to start this season, you better watch out, because that just adds another great goal scorer who can consistently add goals to Toronto FC's offensive repertoire. And then from then on out, Toronto FC dominates possession, gets most of the chances, doesn't really get any high quality opportunities. Pozuelo has a free kick that he misses, hits the side of the net on, and the game ends at a 2-2 tie. My thoughts on the game. A lot of times when Toronto FC had possession, I know they had over 72% possession, but a lot of that seemed a little bit like a wasted possession. They'd kind of be passing the ball back around the defenders, and then Pozuelo would come back to pick it up, and then he's too far back to do anything with it, and then he just loses the ball, or TFC loses the ball shortly afterwards, and goes the other way, and it's just nothing happened from like almost a minute of build-up, just passing it back between the defense. Also, the defense, that was just not the best effort by the 2 center backs. Mavinga and Moore both, I don't think, had that great games. The 2 goals probably should not have gone in. And if you look at Chicago, Bastian Schweinsteiger was just being an absolute beast on the back end. He was absolutely fantastic, shutting Altidore down for most of the game. He was just perfect positionally, strong on the ball when it came to him. Schweinsteiger was just so good on center back. And then you looked at the Toronto FC center backs, and neither of them had anywhere near that sort of game. There was just a huge disparity there. They were not having good games in general. Mavinga was nowhere near as strong on the ball as he has been in games past. I don't know what was going on. Maybe the hit he took earlier in the game kind of made him a little hesitant going forward. I'm not sure. But all in all, just a poor game from Toronto FC's defenders. Richie Laryea, the Toronto-born recent signing, getting his first appearance for TFC, I thought he started the game incredibly well, but then as it went on, he seemed to slow down a little bit and kind of seemed a little unsure of himself as the game went on. The first 20 minutes or so, he was absolutely fantastic though, and I hope that like in the future he can be more like what he was in the first 20 minutes of this game and just a good force driving forward. When TFC took the lead and he was playing a bit more defensively, he was a bit weaker, but I mean, he was a midfielder playing right back. Hopefully we can play him in more of a like attacking position, because I feel like if he has the ability to move forward more and drive forward more, he can be a very useful player for TFC. Alejandro Pozuelo, don't get mad at me, but in this game, I did not think that he was very good. He had a good game, obviously, he's a DP in MLS, but I mean, like, compared to what he did last game, he just was nowhere near at the level that he was last game, in my opinion. It seemed like the Chicago Fire had spent the week reviewing the tapes, probably, and just every time he got room, they were certain to, like, make sure to take it away from him as soon as possible. He had way less room in this game than he did last week against New York City FC. Chicago seemed way more prepared to play him than New York City did, and it showed. They shut him down quite effectively, with the exception of that one beautiful cross he had into Altidore. And again, that shows that he's the type of player that he really does not need much to make something happen. I generally did not think that he had a great game overall, but he had one of the most beautiful assists that I've seen in a while. So not a fantastic game for him, I guess, especially considering the standards that he set in the first game, but still very good. Fantastic assist on the Altidore goal. Just, I feel like he could have done a bit more offensively, especially in the second half when we were down a goal. But in the end, no matter how you look at it, Toronto FC is still undefeated this season. 3 wins, 1 tie. That's a very good start to the season. Right up there at the top of the Eastern Conference, fighting for first in the conference and the bye in the playoffs this year. And honestly, I think they could do it. And yeah, that's it for this one. If you want to see more TFC reviews, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you next time.